Welcome, everyone. My internet seems a little bit uncoordinated, so excuse my mouth movements. But welcome from Gulshan and I. We have a special guest host for you today, Vara, who some of you may remember from a previous session he's done for you all. But just before we hand over to Vara, who's nicely here, ready to go, just want to check everyone's talking to their mentors, and of course, anyone who is not yet connected with a mentor, then just let me know. You can either put a message here in Zoom or also in the chat on YouTube. And Chirag, who's monitoring everyone on YouTube, will get that message as well. So I don't want anyone to miss out. So let us know if you haven't yet got a mentor. If you're already in that November WhatsApp group, I've got you covered, and there's still a few more to allocate with our mentors. So you'll definitely be hearing from us, if not by the end of today, then tomorrow. And also anyone who wanted a meditation card sent to them. I know we had a look at the place on the website where you can download all sorts of information. But if you wanted a hard copy of the photograph with the meditation instructions on it, we're posting those out today and tomorrow. So you've still got a chance to also leave us a message in the chat here, or also on YouTube if you're watching there currently. If you're catching up later and not able to be with us just now and it's later, we'll put on a slide later with, or you can see on the contact on the website as well. We'll get the message there as well. So if you're catching up on YouTube and you have a message for us, you can always just send it on the contact number on the website, because we're all monitoring that, and we'll get back to you. So I think, Gulshan, did we have anything else we wanted to catch up with everyone for the admin part before we hand over to our wonderful guest presenter?
I think you've covered everything, Ling. The only thing was perhaps please communicate with your mentors when you do get them. They're your buddy, and they're only here to help you. So use them well. Don't be shy, that's all.
Yeah, that's true. And also, even if it's just, help in establishing your daily meditation routine, because that's a big part of going forward. We're only meeting twice a week, and it doesn't seem like much, does it? So, we want to help you out with your days in between. So we will be posting some talks of Srimataji that you can listen to as part of your meditation as well. So stay tuned for that. So we'll give you some meditation material for the days in between when we're not meeting together for our meditation. I think our last time we caught up, we were talking about foot soaks. So for those of you who do have a foot soak ready, feel free to use your foot soak bucket for the first part of the meditation that Vara will be taking you through, and he'll remind you to just put it aside, rinse off, and put that aside before the video excerpt he plays for you is on. So you just need your 10 or 15 minutes of your foot soak. So no need to have it in all for the full hour, otherwise it'll be very cold by the end of the session. All right, I've chatted enough into your meditation time. So we'll hand over now to Vara. Welcome, Vara. And thanks, everyone.
Hey, Lynn and Gulshan. Hey, Lynn, are you going to create a marking sheet for the mentorees and so on?
Oh,
somebody who got a card will get higher marks than somebody who hasn't, and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's a good point, Vara. You raise a good point.
My mentoree hasn't turned up, so he's going to get some.
Oh gosh, everyone, you've got to get in touch pretty soon, otherwise you'll get marked down.
To show off, my mentee is here.
Oh wow, there you go. You must be a good mentor then.
Oh, I don't know, but I can only say thank you to her.
I can see somebody with the surname Gummadi. I have to say this, I grew up with the Telugu movies where Gummadi is one of the character artists, fantastic actor who's always been there. So even if you're not related, namaste Gummadi garu. All right, so
all right, I'll go video silent now and let you take over, Vara.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So hello all. My name is Vara and I live in Varaprasad Golaguri and I live in Canberra. And I've been practicing meditation for a bit. So today's topic is the center number 2, which is called the Swadishthan chakra. Actually, Lynn, if you have the subtle system, I wouldn't mind having it up. If you can. If it's too complex, don't worry about it. So this center is one second. Just waiting for Lynn to get herself sorted. Almost there, Lynn. If you can move it to the right. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. So that's the center number 2. And as you see, it's written creativity, but I thought I'd give a bit of a take on it. The society is generally, especially the part of the society that's based out of cities, we pat ourselves in the back, calling ourselves the information people, or it's the age of information and so on. And then information you can split into 2. One is useless information and one is useful information. And then if we, then the concept of attention comes. So in the information age, attention is the business of the people and the business of the companies. So as they say, if you're working, if you're using Google, you're not using Google as a product, you are the product, that sort of thing. So for example, if you imagine 50 kilos of grains, and you spread them in a room, that's how usually our attention is, especially in the information age. So if you look at each grain as if you look at attention as let's say you got 100 kilos of attention, then your attention, each grain, if you call it a kilo of attention, you're spreading it in over a room. So how that works is you sit there and let's say you're working, and then you're thinking of your work, and while you're thinking of work, you're thinking of your attention goes to the second kilo, which would be about your kids, and then the third kilo, which might be about this murder mystery you're watching, and you're like, oh, why did you do that? Or if you heard the Bahubali series, why did Katappa kill Bahubali? And the problem with the information age is that you would actually have 100 parts of that attention trying to pull you into different directions. And that is because we read a lot, we watch news, we look at Netflix, big killer, and then we listen to the latest Adele's music and then start to get into the feeling or the feelings, and that's it. Basically, other than what you want to really focus on, you'd be focusing on everything else. And sometimes it's frustrating, and that is frustrating because we are constantly being sold that you will lose out if you're not keeping a tab or track of all these information sources. And you're like, oh, I don't want to lose out. I don't want to sound stupid when a bunch of my colleagues are sitting at work at lunch table and talking about, hey, darling, did you watch that? I binge watched Netflix yesterday. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I look so stupid if I don't know about the TV series she's going to talk about. So you actually go and make an effort to watch it. This happens to me in real life. And then if you're not that kind, you look there and you might feel that you look a little bit stupid. So you want to play the game, and you'll probably watch it and so on. So when you keep doing this, I'm sort of a little bit, this is real case, but I'm exaggerating also a little bit. So we are into so many things. I haven't put the family politics side of things. Christmas coming, who should I call? Why should I go to dinner? I can't forgive that person. Oh gosh, but I still call. I have to call him because my mom will feel bad. Keeps going. So that is one part of the story. So what all this creates is a thought chatter. just does not stop, because one thing leads to other. And then for a moment, if you can, let's do a small exercise. If you can just close your eyes, close your eyes and tell your brain, calm down. And whatever thought is coming, say, calm down. I want to be blank. I don't want to think about anything. I just want to be blank. Just try that for a couple of seconds. Actually, let's do it for 30 seconds. About 30 seconds now. Now tell me, raise your hand if any of you says that was the most uncomfortable, annoying 30 seconds of my day yet. Okay, I take that as most people found that uncomfortable if you haven't gotten into meditation already. And the reason is, deep within us, we know that we want to shut the brain, but the thought chatter doesn't stop because we have so much of information mucking around with us. And we all want to, at some level, we all want to stop that and feel peaceful and kind to us. And find so many books, a lot of people talk about this, trying to stop the thought and so on. It just doesn't work, because the moment you say, I want to stop the thought, you're already thinking. So is there a fundamental way to correct this? And that's when the Kundalini comes into the picture. Is if this energy center number 2 becomes strong, you get the ability to take those 100 kilos of grains and put in a vertical bag. So it goes up, right? Compared to being spread out in a room, it goes up. And only if you think about any top musician or anybody who's able to reach a qualification or whatever, they have had that ability to put their attention in a vertical container and grow vertically into that topic. When I say vertically into the topic, that means you are an expert in some field and so on. And that's where Kundalini and Sahaja Yoga help you, is that's becomes your natural state. I wouldn't go far as saying that your attention will be absolutely in the vertical state all the time. But what I can say from personal experience is, when my thought chatter starts, I won't be in a thought chatter for an hour. I might be in a thought chatter for a minute, which is a huge improvement. Because by the time the horse of your thought chatter, by the time you realize that your horse has left, it won't be 1 hour, it will be 1 minute. And that's where the Kundalini, the process of self-realization, helps by activating or strengthening that energy center. So you could say that there are 2 keywords related to this energy center. One is attention, which leads to creativity. Similar to what I said, if your bag of attention is vertical, then you'll have the mind space to be creative in any chosen field. Creativity doesn't necessarily mean you become an artist or a musician or a painter, which is all definitely those people have a strong energy center number 2. But in anything, if you're into IT, or if you want into medical field, or if you are into any field, there is always a way to do things in in a much efficient, nicer, gentle way compared to this blunt force approach. So that's what is about energy center number 2. And Srimataji explains it in a much, much nicer way. So this is a speech, that's an extract from a speech when Srimataji visited Australia. Let me play that speech now. Share screen. Yep. Okay.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. I'm happy you all are enjoying this music and this dancing. And about these artists, I have to say that after coming to Sahaja Yoga at a very young age, they achieved such mastery. Because when the Kundalini rises, as I told you, she enriches your centers. The center about which I was going to talk to you today is the center of creativity, which looks after your power of action, physical and mental. This power of action moves on the right side of the spinal cord and coming to the optic chiasma, it crosses over, passes to the left side and creates an institution called ego. The institution of ego is a myth. What we do is to get something dead, like some trees dead, so make some platform or some furniture. We take some stones and make a hall, and we think we have done a great job. Actually, what we have done is to reconstruct the dead. But while doing it, we get the feeling that we have done it something. That is how our ego develops. This channel on the right hand side caters to your future. So those people who plan too much, think too much, exhaust the energy of this center, because this center has the first responsibility to convert the fat cells in the stomach for the use of the brain, which is overused, to make them into grey cells. So when you start thinking too much, it has to work more for this very important function. When it starts working for one function, the other functions are neglected. And the other functions are, it has to cater, to nourish, or to give energy to your liver, to your pancreas, to your spleen, to your kidneys, and part of your intestine. So, once you start neglecting these organs, first your liver suffers. Means the function of liver gets limited. The function of the liver basically is to absorb the heat of the body, which is the poison, and allow it to permeate into the bloodstream. But the energy is so limited that it cannot function properly. So this center starts neglecting liver, and liver then cannot get rid of all the heat of the body. So the heat starts flowing upward. When it starts flowing upward, then there's a center, what we call as the right heart, which gets affected. People develop a disease called asthma with it. Also they develop the disease, what we call as a massive heart attack on the left hand side, when the heat reaches there. They also can develop a paralysis of the right side when it reaches the brain. The vulnerability is there. And then it is triggered somehow by the left side action maybe. Such people are futuristic. They go on planning for the future. The future doesn't exist. Only the present is the truth. But they go on planning about future, waste their energies, and ultimately find that all their plans fail. One must know the divine plan. If you know the divine plan, then you don't have to plan, because you know the divine is already planning for you everything. When you understand after realization that everything is done by Param Chaitanya, by this all-pervading power, by this Ruh, then you do not think that you are doing something. Moreover, as I told you, when the Kundalini rises through the Agya chakra, both these institutions of ego and superego are sucked in, so there is no ego. So you become egoless. So your karmas or your duties or your so-called work you have done become akarmas. Then you don't talk like this, that I have done this, I have done that. They say, oh, it's rising, it's happening, it's working out. To start speaking in the third person. Even sometimes children you will find, they talk like that. This little boy won't go because it is obstinate. They'll talk about themselves. If you notice, if they are realized schools, they talk like that, in the third person. So you become a third person. And nourishment to this energy, to this center comes through your realization. As the Kundalini is connected to the mains, as a result, you get into balance. You are in thoughtless awareness. Somebody has asked me about the thinking yesterday. So the thought arises from the past or from the future. As we have a capacity to react because of the construction of our body as a prism. It's a little scientific thing, but if you listen to some of my lectures, you will understand what I mean. Now what happens when you see something, you react. Anything you see, you react. You see this carpet, you'll react. You will see this mic, you'll react. You'll think something about it. So a thought comes either from the future or from the past, and there's a wave of thought coming and going, again thought coming and going. It comes and disappears. In between these thoughts, there's a little space, which is the present. But if I say you pay attention to yourself, to your present, you cannot. Unless until you are a realized soul. So when the Kundalini rises, these thoughts they lean out, means they become thin. When they become thin, the space in between increases, and that's how you become thoughtlessly aware. So the thinking is minimized. Then the liver doesn't have to do all the time the job of converting your fat cells into grey cells. It comes into balance. Then the second one is the pancreas. That is neglected too. In a person who is futuristic, who thinks too much, plans too much, that also becomes neglected. Now, the function of the pancreas is to absorb the sugar into bloodstream in a proper way. But because it is neglected, it has a very limited energy, it cannot function, so you get diabetes. Because of too much thinking, you get diabetes. As I told you yesterday that in India, if you have to give tea to someone, be careful if he's from a village. Because in the village, you have to put so much sugar that the spoon should stand at right angles, otherwise it's no tea for them. And they never get diabetes, never get diabetes. Diabetes is the headache of the people who sit on chairs, write, think, worry, and are time bound.
Hi, Lynn, can you get the subtle system chart up again? Actually, I should have asked, did you have plans for anyone to do meditation, or should I just go on? Lynn?
It's all yours, Vara.
Okay.
We'd love to have your lovely meditation, Bara. We'll look forward to that.
Okay. So, everyone, I'm guessing you know how to raise your Kundalini and take Bandhan. So what you can do is ignore all the computer controls and so on. Just don't even touch the computer. So you can have full attention on meditating. So I forgot to tell you to stop the foot soak if you are during the video. If you did not remember, you can take the foot soak away. Just keep it aside. If you're sitting on the ground, that's all good. If you're sitting on a chair, put your feet flat on the ground, hands on the lap. Raise your Kundalini. We draw both our hands towards the Mother Earth. So it is best to keep your eyes closed during the meditation. And as soon as you realize that you're getting into a thought chatter, just open your eyes immediately. I might remind you sometimes, but if you realize yourself, open your eyes immediately and look at Sri Mataji's photograph. And with absolute humility, you look at Sri Mataji's bindi. So let's close our eyes. Both hands drop towards the ground. If you're sitting on the floor, your palms should touch the earth. And you say, Mother Earth, please keep me grounded. Mother Earth, thank you very much for letting me walk on you without falling over. Now with your right hand still towards Mother Earth, left hand on the lap. You say, Mother, please remove all my worries and sadness, if any, from my left energy channel. So our chakras and the channels are governed by different deities. So the left energy channel is governed by two deities. One is, and the mantra goes as I'll recite it. So if you can just listen to it. And one thing I'll tell you, if you're coming from a Hindu background like I used to, is the mantras have a very special place, but at the same times you don't recite them like mad for hundreds of times without a reason. The reason is quite simple now. We are doing mantra so that we can clear the energy center on the left. And you usually do it once or twice when you're meditating, that's all. So you don't go wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do a 108 times or 1008 times or anything like that. And usually you only need to do it when you're feeling your left energy channel is a little bit heavy or so on. But now that we are quite so many and we're getting into the routine, we're just saying it anyway. Okay, so the mantra goes, Shri Mahakali Bhairavnath. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Bhairavnath Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Now you take your right hand, put it on top of the head, right in the middle, where your Sahasrara chakra or the chakra number 7. It's about the place where your fontanel bone exists physically. And you put your hand there and say, Mother, please help me to keep my attention on top of the head without getting distracted with my thoughts. Mother, please take me into the area of thoughtless awareness. Where I can experience the raising of Kundalini in my Sahasrara. Once your attention settles, you can bring your hand back to the lap. Now we place our right hand just below the abdomen. And here you say, Mother, please help me keep my attention on my Sahasrara so that the Swadisthana chakra becomes stronger. It is a positive feedback cycle in the sense that in the beginning, especially when you keep your attention on top of the head while requesting that this energy center be strengthened, as you meditate regularly, the capacity for that energy center to hold on to the attention where you want to increases. So with absolute humility, you ask, Mother, please make my Swadisthana chakra stronger. So the deities of this energy center are Sri Brahmadeva and Sri Saraswati. So we take the mantra of Sri Brahmadeva Saraswati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Okay, and if your attention has wandered, please open your eyes, look at Shri Mataji's Bindi. And when you look at Shri Mataji's Bindi, you ask, Mother, please help me keep my attention on my Sahasrara. The Swadhisthana chakra also has the aspects of left and right. And usually the left aspect is where the thoughts from the past come from. And the right is the one where the thoughts from the future come. So now let's move our right hand towards the left of the abdomen. And we say the mantra of Sri Nirmala Vidya. So Nirmala means pure, Vidya means knowledge. So we are requesting for that pure knowledge within us, which is very different from all the knowledge we think is important, to be activated. Shri Nirmala Vidya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. We put our right hand to the right side of the abdomen, just below the abdomen. And here we say the mantra, the Nirmala Chitta. So Nirmala means pure, Chitta means attention. So the distinction between pure and impure is quite easy to understand. If, let us say, to put your attention on to helping someone, that you might say it's pure attention. To put your attention on getting the next cheap deal from Woolies or whatever, you might call it impure attention. So Shri Nirmala Chitta. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Chitta Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. You can put your hand back on the lap. Once again, you can raise your Kundalini with your right hand, the fingers pointing towards your body. From the base of the spine, you can raise your Kundalini like this and put it on top of the head. You can do it a few times. Just follow the path of the Kundalini from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. Do it a few times. And try and follow the path of the Kundalini with your attention rather than doing it mechanically. And pay attention to any sensations on top of your head. Once you're done, you can put both your hands on the lap. And meditate for a few minutes. So this experience of thoughtless awareness is only because of the self-realization process that Sri Mataji invented. So from the bottom of our hearts, we say, Sri Mataji, thank you very much for this experience and blessing. Say, Mother, please help me remember this experience so I can beat the lethargy which might prevent me from meditating every day. If you haven't already raised your Kundalini, you can do that now. When you raise your Kundalini, keep your attention on top of the head. Right. For the rest of the day, try and keep your attention on your Sahasrara and then see how it goes. And if you have any questions, feel free to harass your mentors. That's it from me, Lynn.
Thanks, Vara. That was wonderful. Such a wonderful meditation. I hope you all enjoyed that. It's so good having our guest presenters come and give us a nice deep meditation. So we look forward to the next time. And while we've got Vara here, please ask your questions, because once he signs off, then we've missed the opportunity. So feel free to unmute and ask a question, or you can just pop something in the chat button there. Also, those of you on YouTube who are watching right now, you can also put your questions on the chat spot, and Chirag will convey them to us.
And we are totally expecting deep and meaningful questions. And we understand if you're shy, so that's why we got mentors to talk to one-on-one.
That's true, that's true.
Or also just let us know how you felt during the meditation. If you don't have a question, a comment will do.
Yeah.
Did you get thoughtless? How was the Sahasrara? What did you feel? Well, that's nice, Vara. You've made us all completely thoughtless.
Yeah, I'm filtering all the messages which are not in positive light.
It was very nice to be on the receiving end from my perspective, not to just go with it and be led was really nice. So I really enjoyed that session. We should use you more.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's
no
nice. Ashwini, thank you. Ashwini had a nice meditation. Anyone else? Madhu too. Still lots of thoughts about being thoughtless. That's true, Madhu.
Now that's a deep and meaningful comment. Thanks, Madhu.
Got a comment on that, a response, Vara? What would you like to say about the thoughtless habit?
Yeah, for me also, when I put my attention on Sahasrara, still I am getting thoughts, but I can see my thoughts. I can put my attention, I can see what thoughts are coming. Yeah, like that.
So did
Thank
you,
very much.
Ami, to that comment, did you,
Uh,
first win is, did you realize that you were getting thoughts while you're getting them, or did you realize it after?
No, when I am in meditation, I am getting thoughts. Then I realize that, oh, thoughts are coming. So I don't want this thought like that. Sometimes the thoughts are repeating.
Yeah. Have you ever had this experience where you are in a one thought leads to other, and then by the time you realize you spent an hour or something like that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where you start to see the difference. That okay, before it used to take me long, now it's very quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think my thoughts are a little bit slow down.
Good.
Yeah, so that I can see my thoughts. Oh, this one, then next, like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't get what thoughts are coming. Like it comes very quick.
Excellent. That's good progress.
Yeah, thank you.
No
Thank
worries.
you, Vara.
That's all good.
Actually, one thing from me also, it's like I was getting a particular thought since yesterday. But why I mentioned it was a nice meditation means, like I could go away from that thought, at least for some time. I don't know, I need to work on it. I will talk to my mentor about it. But yeah, it was really nice. Like you explained really nice, and I felt that.
Ashwini, as long as that one thought is about the next lottery ticket, it's fine. No, I think it's very interesting you say that you could actually figure out that it is one thought. Probably meant you reach the thoughtless awareness. Quite okay, actually. Yeah, go. Harass your mentor. Yeah, they have to give you a solution.
Yeah, I will today.
Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
What about you, Venkata? How did you go?
You want to have a look? But you'll eat it anyway, won't you?
Sorry, Joanne, what did you say?
No, I really want chicken.
That was
Whatever that was, can somebody repeat it? Because we didn't quite get it.
Yeah.
something with chickens. I hope they were meditating with you. All right.
Yeah, I think that was well done. Thanks, everyone, for your vibrations and your attention. It was really good. Thank you, Vara.
No worries, and well done everyone for turning up.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Madhu.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Gerard, for keeping YouTube going. Bye, everyone. See you Thursday, and be in touch with your mentors.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming. See you soon.
Bye.